To smile if you're in the world of Meghan Markle, the former actress from a cable TV show who got lucky and married a prince, fell in love, and then of course decided that life in the British monarchy simply wasn't for her. But as ever with Meghan, there's a convoluted background story to really what's truly going on in the real world. As ever though, what is it? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today, and as ever, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Over 180,000 subscribers, and let me tell you how much that truly means. I mean, I didn't start out to become a huge channel. I just really wanted, in my other work as a TV reporter, to report what we find out. And also, a lot of the stories that you're getting here and exclusive are normally turned down, let me tell you, by the mainstream media, simply because, they want you to cover the narrative. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave that there. You can all work that bit out. But what I share with you is, of course, the stories that I find out, both sides of the story. It's important to be fair and balanced. It's important also to make sure that what you do find out gets reported correctly. Now, this particular story, as ever, really is a fascinating one, and I know I often say that, but when you think about it, you're Meghan Markle, and sadly, you get sort of embroiled now in one of the biggest historical royal events of the decade, simply because we sadly lost, of course, our wonderful monarch of 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II. Meghan and Harry were in town visiting some of their much-loved charities, according to them. Now, what developed, of course, was the fact that when they first came over here, they seemingly didn't have time to visit our late monarch. They apparently weren't in on the schedule. Other people are telling me that Her Majesty the Queen at that moment really wasn't taking visitors, and obviously one can understand, tired easily and wasn't there at her best. As we saw when she finally met our latest British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Elizabeth Truss. Didn't look in the best of health, but still doing sterling work right to the end. It certainly moves you to tears, doesn't it not? But Meghan and Harry, here's the deal. It comes down to the fact that I've been told by a very good source that Meghan has truly no idea what she's done wrong, other than tell her side of the story. I know it's flabbergasting, really, isn't it? But when you think about it, Meghan herself, as you saw at, of course, the funeral, was standing there all alone with no one to talk to. Billy No Mates, as we sometimes call them that, here in the United Kingdom. But Meghan herself decided that, she knew the British public liked her because of that Windsor walkabout. Really validated that was, of course, she, according to a very good source, received lots of letters, gifts, cards, welcoming her back to the United Kingdom. Yes, I'm sure if she had opened that Instagram account as she threatened way back with the magazine interview with The Cut, we would have seen them, wouldn't we? But I think what's interesting here is, and I do totally understand this, when she went out into the Windsor walkabout, there she was being greeted warmly by certain people. Not everybody, we must point out. But for Meghan herself, seemingly, she has no idea, really, apart from telling her side of the story, what she's done. And clearly, this is going to be the narrative moving forward. What's moving forward for Meghan, if she does decide to start revealing inner secrets about what did go on at the funeral of course, our late monarch, then that will seem to be in very bad taste, incredibly bad taste. Let's not think about that, in fact. But when you also look at it, if this is a woman who's asking, she doesn't seemingly know what she's done wrong, and why every senior member of the British monarchy obviously turned their backs on her, particularly in public. We don't know what went on behind the scenes, but seemingly in public, at the very public outing, then clearly there's trouble in paradise. But as ever, who's going to take her side? And more importantly, finally, who's going to believe her? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.